Okay, for an update on it, I just tried starting it quickly. Didn't want to start. I don't really want to dick around with a bike that doesn't want to start, so I'm just going to pull off the carb, check it out. Hard to see on the video here, but that intake boot looks to have a lot of crackage all around it. So I'm going to spend $109 and order a replacement. So, because I know when he started it up at his house, it did rev up pretty high, so I'm sure if the intake boot needs to be replaced. As for the air filter, it was pretty dirty, and it has some pretty thick grease on it. So, normally I see oil on it, but that one is just covered in grease. So his redneck fuel system there. Going to order a new valve for that. Get rid of what he has. Route the fuel lines proper. First of all, I'm going to take off the carb, check it out. Other than that, I'll pull the spark plug, take a look at that. I just noticed there's a clamp on the exhaust, or mount for the exhaust that's broken, but that's easy enough to make. As you guys can see, there is coolant dripping all the way down from the, it's coming out from the seal on the triple trees there, so I know it's like a $40 seal. I already looked up them. And that's leaking without the bike even running. So I'm sure once the bike's running and hot, it's just going to squirt everywhere. So also, as you can see, most of the hoses on the machine are pretty chewed up. Some of the wiring doesn't look the best. I'm going to go through the whole thing. Looks like the bike has never ever been rolled or flipped. So the frame rails all look to be good. I don't see any cracks, any breaks. So looks like for some reason the new cap was welded on the exhaust, unless that's factory with all that messy welds on it, but not even too sure. Also, a new seat cover is only $35, so I'm going to order one of them. So we'll let you guys know if I get any more updates on what the carb looks like. One more update I just noticed like 2 seconds after I turned off the video. If you look at the bottom right here, you can see that the carb's almost right off the air filter. So there is a little bit of a gap there, so hopefully it didn't suck in too much. I know the guy said when I was at his house earlier that the intake boot he thought was starting to crack and the carb was loose, but I guess that's what he meant by the carb being loose. So okay. Okay, well, I got off the carb, and I'm seeing some stuff I don't really like. You can see here on the carburetor piston, I guess you call it. And it's hard to see in this camera, I know. You can see it is actually pretty scratched up. Nothing too deep, enough that the nickel plating came off. So, the pickiness I am, I'm probably going to see if I can find a replacement carburetor for it. Or maybe something aftermarket. And this intake boot here, look at that. I know you guys probably can't see in the video, but watch right there. I push it just a little bit and there's a huge crack in it. So I did manage to get the carburetor off with pretty ease. This, where I was saying before, where the carburetor was just pulled back a little bit from it, it was actually not enough of an air gap by the looks of it for any dirt to get sucked in. So I'm guessing all that is before the guy put in a new piston, because he did mention that sticker, so hopefully that means that someone did a piston and not just stuck on a freaking sticker. So if I feel of it, the reeds are actually loose. Yeah, it's going to need a new set of reeds by the sounds of it, but hard to say. So I'll pull off the reed cage now and check out that. Fun, isn't it? Just wanted to show you guys this. All the bolts for the reed, look at this. Hand tight. Well, on this side anyway. But look at this. I'm undoing them with my freaking fingers. Can't really see on that one, but look at that. Try this one. Oh, no, that one was tight, but I got it. It's spinning loose. I know you can't see in the video, but it's coming out. Try this bottom one in this corner. Oh, this one here is tight. Nope, I was able to break it loose. So every bolt holding the reed valve on, look at that. Every one of them was loose. Holy. Interesting. Oh, I guess I just started recording. Hopefully it wasn't recording the whole time I had it up there. But I just took off this reed valve here, and it is just soaked in gasoline there, so it was just flooding itself when I was trying to start it before. They actually don't seem to be that bad, but I am going to change them, because these are the stock steel ones. I'm most likely going to install a new exhaust system on it, so most of the dirt that you see on there is just from me putting it on the ground. When I pulled it out, it's actually pretty nice and clean. The exhaust has a few, can't really see it on this video I bet, but it has a few little slices on the front of it, so I'm just going to upgrade it to an aftermarket setup. This intake boot is just pretty toast. So I know this camera sucks for up close videos, but I can actually physically see through it in spots. So it is time to change that. And I already know that's about $100. So 3R4. I gotta remember that number when I go to look for one. But yeah, that is pretty toast. So okay. Okay, another thing I noticed, I just put a socket wrench on here, and I noticed this was so freaking loose, I could have probably undid it by my hand. See what the shape of it's in, see how it's running. Holy, it was just flooded horribly. It's just covered in fuel. BR9EG. EG, huh. Kind of an oddball one. Seems like something I'd be in a snowmobile. I've never even seen that number before. So the threads look good that it came out of. That's good. I get some stuff off my hands. I can figure out how to turn on the light on my camera because I'm using a different software. Get a shot of the piston because I can't physically see it myself, but maybe this will. Oh yeah, I see it there. Oh, I see some scratches on it here. Come on, hopefully it's focusing decent. Yeah, I see some scratches and some marks on it. See if we can go back more, maybe focus a bit better. Oh yeah, you can see it inside of that cylinder wall. You see some pretty good marks on it. So, I might be pulling the top end off it. Depends on the video after. Okay. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Sweet. Okay, that's pretty much all I'm going to do for today. Just wondering, before I pull apart the top end and everything, does anyone know if I do a compression test right now, do I have to put back on the carburetor and read-assembly, or can I do a compression test without that? So I'm thinking it'd probably be fine without it, but I can't really see on the camera until I get this on my computer, but by the looks of it, it's probably going to need a piston. So, which is no big deal. I bought it expecting to actually tear apart the entire motor and pretty much go through the entire thing. So just kind of redo it. My plans are to make it into an ice racer. So looks like a piston, top end kit. Might even do a crank bearings. Right there is going to be $400. New rubber for the reed valve. So new carb boot, whatever you want to call them. That's probably another $100. Upper bushings, seals, everything for the rad. New hoses, probably another $200. Front tire, it's not bad, but I'm going to change it. That's another $100. Oh yeah, it is weather cracking and stuff. So I'm going to change that. Back tire, well, it looks like it will be decent. I can still put studs in that. It's pretty good. The guy was mentioning that the back brakes most likely need to be changed pretty soon. So suspension, everything, shocks all look to be fine. I noticed there's some scratch marks up on that nut there, so it looks like he cranked it right to the tightest it can go. You can see where it used to sit about right there, so that's easy enough to see on the camera. So I'll probably check all that. The swing arm bushings themselves feel pretty tight, so I don't think I have to worry about that. One of the front shocks are leaking, I noticed that. hoses are, some of them are pretty bad looking, so I'll go through the whole thing, see what I can do. So whatever. Ooh, another thing is, looks like he broke the top of the throttle here. I know it is meant to be kind of like a see-through casing on these. Oh yeah, it's just shattered right off. Look at that. You can't really see in this video, but if I bring this light, look at that, actually doesn't look that good in there. Ooh, yeah, it's pretty dirty looking in there. So I'll see if I can find a replacement top cover for it. Looks like he packed it with some kind of white lithium grease, which is probably the same thing he smeared over the air filter. So normally I put oil on there, but maybe some people do put grease. Well, it looks like the bushing in there, yeah, the bushing is completely toast too. That's if there is meant to be a bushing in there. I'm sure there is. I can't see it having play like that. I'll have to tape that back up if I'm going to let it sit outside. So, well, it gives me an idea what I need to start ordering for parts. Note to self, muffler bracket. I might even just make that. A reed, intake boot. Air filter I could just clean, but I'll probably just order a new one because I don't like cleaning shit like that. Rear shock cylinder, I guess bracket I'd call it. And a few other things, so yeah, shouldn't be too bad. Then I gotta get that one going. So last time I tried starting it, the clutch didn't want to disengage. This one here needs swing arm bushings. The starter is acting up, so even though I just put a brand new starter in it, so shitty Chinese starter, so I need to change that. So I still got the old Iron Horse engine, so that's just sitting here. One day I'll get to getting that back together. So okay, it's going to be the end of the video, and it's 12 minutes long, so hopefully I can update it. The rest of the mess in here. So enough toolboxes. So sweet.